Now I'll go to the third architect today, Czech, a very interesting architect himself, an innovator and a very creative man. It is his birthday today as well. Jan Kaplicky. He was one of the founders of Future Systems, and he worked and achieved, appreciable attention with the works done through the office Future Systems. Here was the man. He died in 2009. An excellent architect. So happy birthday to him as well. In his later years, he returned to Prague. Some drawings by him. His drawings are very technological, but let me read what Sir Richard Rogers said about him. Jan was not just a visionary architect, he was a draftsman of genius, wrote Sir Richard Rogers, who died recently. His spirited drawings were at the same time intricate and incredibly economical, able to communicate his space-age visions with just a few strokes of the pen. And indeed, look at this, the traditionalist would tremble. But the traditionalist probably uses an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop, and so on. So aren't there contradictions? I wonder why the fathers of the church here build the terrible anachronisms they built while they have no problem to use laptops, digital technologies, iPods, iPads, you name them. Isn't it strange that, we are still stuck to dogmas while on the other hand, we use all the inventions of the present. Look at this man. He was indeed promoting a space age architecture. He didn't quite build them quite like this, but he came very close. And it's true, his drawing is magnificently rigorous, accurate, and visionary, poetical at the same time. I'm not, I would never be able to draw like this, but I admire the audacity and the intricacies of his vision. I think this house was proposed for a pilot, the helicopter pilot. You see the helicopter there anyway. This was built actually, and an interesting architect. Jan Kaplicky. His office was called Future Systems. It does not exist any longer. He separated from his partner, herself, an important architect today, Amanda. But yeah, I don't know. I continue to think that architecture is at its best when it is an adventure, when it is an invention, when it is a discovery. And if you don't have that, then what do you get? A house for a helicopter pilot, we already saw an image from 1979. So the design for house for a helicopter pilot features a bright pink cuboid with spindly metal legs and a rooftop helipad, while house for Joseph K is a low, he also designed a house for Joseph K, I hope I have it here, is a low-rise bulbous structure that almost looks like it has been designed for the surface of Mars. But this was done 50 years ago, or almost so. This is the building for the pilot of a helicopter, but was not built. It's just a project. Now, House for Joseph K from 1997. Look at this, you know, it's 1997. And indeed, it does look as if it is, as if it was imagined for Mars. Future Systems, the company he founded. So let me read a little bit about Future Systems. Future Systems was a London-based architectural and design practice formerly headed by directors Jan Kaplicky and Amanda Levitt. They were also married and in love, so everything worked fine until, of course, troubles showed up, and then they split, and then but they continued to work even after they split. Future Systems was founded by Kaplicky and David Nixon after working with Dennis Lasden, Norman Foster, Renzo Piano, and Richard Rogers in 1979. The work of Future Systems can be classified within the British high-tech architects as either bionic architecture or amorphous organic shapes, sometimes referred to as blob architecture. Compared to his peers, Kaplicky was the avant-garde incarnate, relentlessly pursuing the new thing, refusing to settle into some predictable and comfortable architectural niche. And this is what I advocate too. You know, I tell the students, push the frontier, move forward, do the new thing. Why not? Life needs renewal. We cannot continue to go on the same old path. It becomes boring and blocking and depressing. The Howard King House from Canterbury in 1993, this is a house they built. It has maybe an excessive amount of glass. At that time, there wasn't a concern with sustainability, with the climate change, and so on. But it's still a kind of an interesting house, and you would almost say, well, this belongs to Japan. But anyway, it's an interesting house. It's a little house if you compare it with the buildings on the left and the right. But it's an interesting house, and I'm glad it was built. And that tree is saving, you know, the day, so to speak, with its sculpturalness. I like trees in general, and they are extremely necessary. So this is the house, kind of predictable in section with that, you know, because yes, it's too much glass, but in my opinion. But it has an optimism which is, I think, inviolable. Besides the fact that it probably needs a lot of air conditioning, I think it's very pleasant to live in it. Lots of toys. It seems it's the house of children here. Maybe those toys are for the adults as well, not just for the kids, which would be nice to know, actually. Why shouldn't the adults, you know, be childlike also? West India, Cambridge in London, 1996. Interesting, you know, what the legs of the bridge stand on. Future Systems. Lord's Cricket Ground Media Center from 1999. And, you know, England has its own love story with the past. They can be quite conforming to tradition, but they also welcome the new. And that new could be Rolling Stones or the Beatles or Jan Kaplicky in his architecture. Why not? Why not bring the new into the present? Jan Kaplicky, the Lord's Media Center, London in England, you know, we don't have to go to Mars in order to build like on Mars, but on Earth. Now, this is maybe the best known work by them, by Future Systems in Birmingham, a department store. But look at this, you know, it's a department store, it's a commercial building, but all of a sudden it stands out. Is a creative architecture that is, you know, celebrating, you know, culture. And again, I think we need such interventions. You know, the more audacious, the better, perhaps. I mean, why should a department store look like a deja vu? You know, look at this. Look at this surface. You know, it's you know, in a way, it washes away the scenes of commercialism. Jan Kaplicky. The interior is equally engaging. It reminds one a little bit of Lloyd's in London. Um, anyway, humanity is moving forward exactly through such gestures, you know, promoting the new. There is no problem, you know, to have such a building in the vicinity of the old church. It's fine. You know, harmony through contrast. A Czech architect in London. Now, he also built for the Ferrari, for Enzo Ferrari, the Enzo Ferrari Museum in Modena. This was done, I don't think it was done through the Future Systems. Here it is, the old building and what he proposed and built. Well, yes, it is for the cars. What else can you do, you know, for Enzo Ferrari? But, you know, there is excellence even at that level. Despite the fact I don't like cars, it amuses me to see, you know, the dreaming human being manifested in this way as well. And after all, we are talking about excellence, aren't we? I mean, this car try to achieve, you know, to use its own standards, high standards. And the building is itself, you know, refreshingly, you know, questing for the otherness of excellence. It's a showroom. That's what it is. But the courage to bring the new in the proximity of the old is obvious. And I think we should do this too. Those who are timid do a disservice to culture, actually.